Hey guys, Lucid. Welcome back to another game or another round in All Stars. It's getting towards the end of the game, and I think I'm gonna win. So I've been skipping around a bunch. Haven't been recording a lot of these. A quick update of kind of where we are. I was fighting United Nations, which is this light blue flag, and Basen G. I had been begging kind of either one of them for peace so that I could eat the other. They stuck together even though they were losing together, and there was no clear sight of anyone coming to join them. I think the play for them would have been to try that, and then if it didn't work, be the first one out and cannibalize the other. Because the only, if they're losing 2v1 against me, the only hope is that, I think, that somebody else joins, or they have some turnaround. And so, getting slowly ground down, usually never a good thing. So I think playing to win, one of them probably should have taken me on that offer. At the very end, United Nations Junior did. But that was after Basenji was totally destroyed. I mean, they weren't an ally really anymore. And so they got in on a little bit of the spoils, but I got the vast majority. If they had done it earlier, they could have gotten a much better deal, probably. If they drove a hard bargain, I probably would have been willing to cede territory to them even, just so that I could get some of the Basen G stuff. I mean, they could have really had a good bargain. But anyway, they made the deal too late when they didn't really have any power because I had killed all their shit. They had no negotiating power. I had killed all their shit. Basen G was essentially dead. And so then it was a race to eat them, and I ate them far faster. They had trouble even sieging down some of the Basen G force because I had killed so much of their stuff. Anyway, we made peace, and then the player who was playing them, once I had finished eating Basen G, they hadn't, and so I immediately ended our nap, and that started a 3-minute clock. The reason that I chose to fight them again is basically because everybody else was still involved in a war. And I'll just show you. Up here with Fadod. Fadod was fighting Therados, or whatever they're called. And they had been losing, and then it was turning around and they were starting to win. And I think they realized they could take all this other stuff. So it makes sense for them to... The thing is, them attacking me when I can fight a defensive war against them all day. With Dryads, and then being able to knock them off my fort, and Scrotty. I don't think there's any way they would have actually been able to take infrastructure from me. So for them, they're busy trying to get all this stuff back. And over the past 8 turns, they've actually gotten a ton of this. So they've actually grown a lot in the past 8 turns. 10 turns. So this has been a very profitable time for Fadod. And I knew that... Or I knew they were totally entangled. And so because of that, I don't really want to... I could attack Pompeii, but they've been my allies all game. And they're kind of the weakest nation. And I think that's kind of going to be an anticlimactic way to end. Is okay, hey, don't mind me. I'm going to go attack the weakest nation and win. So I thought what would be a cooler way to win would be to... finish off United Nations Junior. So, anyway, and then if these guys are going to attack me, then fine. So anyway, I ended my nap with them, and there's a good chance a lot of this isn't in the recordings, but as we get to the deep late game, it's turn 78, and it feels like turn 100. Just because this game, the All-Stars game, has such a fast power curve. But anyway, because we're at that stage in the game, I don't really want to record everything, especially the peacetime, and then the war, we'll talk about that now, because when I basically ended my nap with these guys, and they attacked me and would not have peace with me earlier, so I don't feel bad about doing a normal nap ending. We had a nap 3, so I gave him 3 turns. But he was like, look, I don't have enough time to fight you, because you're going to be attacking every single one of my provinces, and I just don't have enough time in real life to, script all that. And so what we ended up deciding was he should get a sub. So we found a sub, which is pretty cool. So thank you to the new sub. But the new sub, I think, looked at this and was like, I'm in a losing position. And it was not nearly this bad. I mean, like, I've skipped a lot, and a lot went bad this turn. But I think he mostly pulled back to most of his thrones and was like, okay, we'll hold out for the thrones and hope somebody comes to help. And so you can see each of his thrones, he has these big stinking armies in. These ones here. So basically everybody's gone to a throne. And we just need one more to win, I think. Do we need one or two? We need 7 to win, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we need 2 more. But anyway, we can get 2 without too much trouble, I think, from him. We'll just have to take 2 of these. But anyway, he's pulled back, and I've just gone crazy on the offense. This last turn, I think he only had a partial turn complete, so you can see he didn't attack. I think he kind of staled. He's getting kind of close to staling this turn. There's only a few hours left, a couple hours left to submit, so I'm going to finish recording this and then ping him and suggest we pause if he can't do it. But, I mean, he just got completely trounced this turn because he didn't really do anything. The one exception is he has this guy, this Danava, who's a commander. It was really lucky. It got both of these randoms, all 4 of them. So it's like a 1 in 8. Or is it 1 in 16? 2, 4, 8, 16. Yeah, 1 in 16 chance that you get all 4 of those. So anyway, it's an Air 2, Blood 2. And it's just murdering my shit. So anyway, that was kind of... We'll watch this, because this got kind of cool battle. This guy's just a beast. He's got... I mean, he would just take out one of those angels. So he's going to... I really like these guys. They're so cool. Damage reversal. Reinvigoration. Very cool. Very cool. And then he killed my commander, and so everybody's going to evaporate. So happy to lose that army to that guy. You can see we're clearing out a bunch of shit. Here there's a vampire. I can't remember. I think this was a thug, actually. Oh. No. So you can see we're just raiding with these Scrotty again. And the Scrotty are kind of safe because they have MR gear and they have stealthy Astral Mages behind them. And then here we have a big battle inside this fort. This is the fort that is just north of Yominam. And on his side, and I presume he has this kind of scripted, though everything's kind of in a blob, so it's hard to tell. Like all the mages are clustered in the middle. So it's possible he didn't script this, but it's also some of the mages are at the back. Because I don't know if he finished his turn. Looks like arrow fitted. No, that was mass flight. Wailing Winds comes out. I think that's me. I think I've got a Lich somewhere. But these things can be hard to say. I'm not totally sure who the Wailing Winds is. There goes our Fog Warriors. Now on this side, there's a lot of mages, so they are going to be able to destroy some of these. We have Darkness come. Darkness is going to help a lot versus these guys who get a big old stat penalty. Or that's Solar Brilliance, isn't it? I mean, Solar Eclipse. Yeah. So they're going to get a stat penalty, but we've got, what, mass protection on my guys, too? Let me turn this on so you can actually see what's happening. But yeah, you can see it's just a massacre. We'll watch that again with the team-colored squares on. I think that helps a lot. Okay, and then our guys come down, and Fog Warriors lands, and you can see we just absolutely crush them. So that's kind of how that battle went. The enchantments that were up, we had Howl. I think that was me. I think I actually lose quite a few Thaumaturgs. I overloaded the Communion with stuff like Howl and Relief, and it's also possible that people actually got in on the back line, but no, I think I think, well, let's watch this again. Let's see what happened on my backline. I think they just popped from fatigue. Let's take a look at some of my slaves here. So this guy's a slave, 200 fatigue, yeah, 2 hit points, yeah, so they're gonna pop from fatigue. Things I could have done, I could have had like a blood mage do reinvigoration a few times. I probably would have saved it. I could have not had so many nature mages piled on the communion, or given the nature mages crossbows or something for them to not keep casting nature shit after their... Anyway, so we lost 7 thaumaturgs, but they lost a lot of shit. So that's not good for them. That is not good at all. In total, they lost 500 units. Most of this was chaff, except for obviously the mages. And then there was a battle here with Illwinter. And then for events, these are always kind of fun. We lost some air gems, motherfucker. And then we got a skull standard, which does panic. And then we got death gems and some more gems. And then we got a cloud mage. And then we got a standard of the damned. This is a really good item, plus 1,500 gold. And then more gems. And we got some heretics. So anyway, that's kind of how things are going. We've got a lot going on this turn. We're going to be moving a big army in on this throne. We've got a bunch of soul slays coming out in case they try to super combatant. We've got life... Motherfucker. I can't do life after death. These death gems right here are for doing Horde of Skeletons if they get assassinated. Hopefully. God, I really would like life after death for that battle. I wonder if I have any way of getting it. I've got a lot of death gems too, so let's fine tune this. I want more liches, so let's get another lich. What is Lichcraft is enchantment. Do I have an enchantment site? I kind of feel like I do. Yeah, holy shit. Okay, whatever you were going to do, I don't think it's more important than getting me another lich. Wait, do I not have a... Do I not have a skull staff? I don't really know where all my gear is a little bit. I'm a little... Like, I know I had made liches before. I should have... Now, skull staffs aren't something I need a lot of, because I'm using communion, so I don't really need the boosters so much. Okay, look. We also got an archdevil. We're making more. I might still steal the gear off this guy. I do kind of want an archdevil. Do I not have... Thing is, I just did my turn for another game too, for the Atlantis game. And these will be like pretty asynchronized, I think, in terms of when they upload, but... I have so many items in that game, and I have so many in this one. And keeping them all straight where I put them all, and if I have them or if I need more, it's a little taxing. I don't see one so far. Here's one. Okay, this is not... He doesn't actually need this. He can still do his casting without that good. So he's going to take that, and then we are going to literally shit out liches here, because they're going to be so cheap. Look, 130? Look how much it costs. 109. So it only costs 21 death gems for a death 4 mage. Pretty sick. So we're going to get a lot of those. We might empower one more in air. And we have a lot of death gems, so we'll go ahead and do... Wait, did somebody have... No. Did I steal Will of Misery? I don't think I did. You can see I control the globes. I've won this game. It's just a matter of me. Thing is, I just ate somebody, and normally I like to kind of slow roll and like eat them and kind of make sure I have enough forces to defend it, but we're trying not to drag it out too much. So, like all this stuff, I don't really have a ton of mages down here, but I have some. But I don't want to be too adventurous. I want to expand from my base. I don't want to expand from an arm. So like, I'm pretty weak here, so we're not like pushing. I'm keeping these armies kind of centralized to defend. And what I'm doing is I'm expanding out of my power base, which is here and here. So, I mean, you can see we already mostly have the coast except for this throne. We're probably going to, I don't know which one we're going to go after this one. I expect this army too might die. But I'm just trying to cause attrition. I'm trying to win an economic war here. He's going to be spamming manifestation, a bunch of shit. In fact, we should make sure we have as many guard commander dudes as we can, because there's going to be a lot. Whoops. There's going to be a lot of remote assassins. And it's not going to help a lot, but it might help enough so that some more of these survive. You can see this, like, to min-max this is kind of tedious. Especially because the guard commander thing, you have to... Wait, Andre, where are you coming from? Andre, we don't take... Ghouls are meant to sit inside forts, not to attack. I mean, that's good enough for government work. So anyway, we're going to attack here. You know, what's worst case? Worst case is, and it's, I think, a likely case, is that he pulls everybody into here, and I get shattered and don't kill much. What I think's more likely is he pulls everything into here. We have a grindy battle that I lose, but I kill most of his shit. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. We are going to be attacking in waves, and we are not just going straight for the throne. You can see we're doing a lot of raiding and economic damage. This was the fort we took this turn. We had an army on this fort that could have taken it last turn, but we decided not to. Instead, we moved forward, and we're going to be taking more infrastructure. So we're going here. This is undefended, basically. And we're going to be going here. This is undefended, basically. So if we take both of these, then that's going to give us a huge foothold here that is going to be very easy, or very difficult to pry us out of. One thing I do need to do. All these idiots are moving out, but I kind of need... I'd like to be able to... Okay, we're going to have to move somebody else over there. We'll go ahead and move this little Dryad army up here. They can... whatchamacallit? Build temples and stuff in here. And then hopefully next turn we get both of these. This throne, we can see he's defending, and I'm worried he could theoretically kind of win if he took this throne and then... Oh, I guess if he just took this one and then... I guess he'd have to get a couple more. I'm ahead in throne, so I'm not really worried about him throne rushing anymore, especially since all the remaining thrones are forted. But yeah, that's basically it. The game, I think, is in the bag. I don't think there's anything anybody can do to stop me. You can see there's a fair amount of logistics, and I'm not even min-maxing it, but I'm trying to get... You can see a lot of these guys are... Like, here I've got a lot, but I'm trying, and I probably should take, like, this off. I'm trying as much as I can to not let my undead sit around and instead shuffle them off towards the battlefront. You can see we have some inventory management issues. Here's my inventory. What I'm trying to do is keep kits in rows here that I kind of fill up, and that will kind of help me determine what I need to build next, but we were also kind of failing in this. These Banefire crossbows are nice too to keep mages from going off script and wrecking my communions, so we'll probably keep them around for that. I've got a bunch of these situational items I was gonna, like, I have all these axes of hate I was gonna need for the angels, but so far I haven't needed them yet. I've got all these big items. A lot of these I've gotten from just put this, you know, I think that's what we're gonna do. We'll put some of these shit items that I'm not sure I'm ever gonna use on these communion slaves, and that way if they get assassinated or something, they will have a decent weapon in combat. That is going to be for a special occasion. That's for somebody good. This is going to also be good for the angels. I guess we'll take that on you. It's kind of big weapon for a communion slave. And then I've got some miscellaneous. You can see I've got the miscellaneous items that would be in these two rows, but I've got too many. A hat, perfect. Got more things. This I'm going to put... Not sure how I'm going to put that on. Probably on one of my preacher leader people. My strategists. In terms of gems, we are not spending astral. We have no idea what we're going to do with all that astral. I have all the boosters, so I could get up to astral 6. Astral something you can always spend, though. So... because we're not desperate, we're not going to rush to spend it. Nature, I'm okay kind of stockpiling too, because if somehow... I mean, I'm spending a lot of nature every turn, but I've got a shit ton of nature every turn. So, if somehow I end up needing... like, if the game goes much later, which, you know, I've got storm demons and shit coming out now, so I don't find it's terribly likely, but if it does, we can do Gift of Nature's Bounty. But anyway, I think that's it. Well, I'm not sure how... I'm probably not going to cover next turn, but I'll probably cover some of the big throne battles and stuff like that. And then I'm definitely going to do an after action where I kind of talk about it. But at any rate, hope y'all enjoyed. And I'll see y'all next time.